around Charleston, West Virginia. I am Jonathan Miller, also the creator of Wrestle Love. And this is Pro Wrestling Guy 1995 on Instagram, aka Austin Honecker. And we've been watching wrestling, professional wrestling all day. We've been watching AEW, we've been watching WWE, but the main thing we're here for right now here on live YouTube is the review and results of AEW All In Texas.
Yep.
So we watched that live earlier today, and we're a little bit behind. We have not watched the media scrum, so if you're watching the media scrum or having wanting information from that, we have not seen that yet. I will probably watch it after we do this, and possibly maybe some notes in the description of this video later. But we're going to go ahead. He's the scorekeeper.
Yep.
He's got all the notes.
Yep.
He's somewhat of a perfectionist about wrestling, too. He sets up rings 5 months in advance in towns. The reason he's laughing is because it's true.
Yeah.
He keeps all the records. He keeps all the thoughts and information. I kind of have a little bit of thoughts and feelings about how things play out. Not as many as he does. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cover All In 0 Hour. We're going to cover All In the pay-per-view. And we're going to go right now to your pro wrestling guy right here, Austin Honecker. Take it away, Austin. Where did we start?
We started with the pre-show.
Pre-show, All In 0 Hour.
Okay. Match 1 for the pre-show, it was the Sons of Texas, which are Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Ross Von Erich, and Marshall Von Erich versus Shane Taylor Promotions, which are Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, Sean Dean, and Carly Bravo. It was a random match put together, not really any build-up, but it was an awesome match. But the ending to it, the Sons of Texas went over because Dustin Rhodes pinned Sean Dean with the Iron Claw.
This is something which I pointed out to him. Technically, all 5 individuals that participated in the match got pinned with the Iron Claw. It was a multiple, even though there was one legal pin, all 5 of them had the claw on and got pinned. So that was the big thing to me. It was kind of set the tone for the All In show. It just made it a fun, special moment for all the Texas, the Sons of Texas, and match was pretty well put together, pretty well paced. Like I said, I really love the ending of the match. It was really good, solid 8-man, which is also the another match, the next match, right, Austin?
Yep. Match 2, it was Big Boom AJ and the Conglomeration, which are Kyle O'Reilly, Tomohiro Ishii, and Hologram, versus the Don Callis family, which are Lance Archer, Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, and Hechicero. It was an awesome match, not really any build up to it, just a random match put together. Like I said, it was an awesome match, but the ending to it, Big Boom AJ and the Conglomeration went over because Big Boom AJ pinned Rocky Romero with the Power Boom.
Whenever this match came together, I was watching AEW earlier this week, and I was like, if Big Boom AJ has a match once a year doing something with him and his kids, because they're known as the Costco guys, they're big YouTube. They have a big YouTube following. I don't mind. In fact, whenever he got involved with QT Marshall a few years ago, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Last year.
Last year. I thought it was longer than that.
Last year.
Okay, so it was last year. But anyways, this guy just and getting the group together for this evening's match was good. It was all solid wrestling. It wasn't too crazy. Uh, solid work, solid effort by all of them, and I like the ending. AJ getting big boom. AJ getting the win. So more. I like everything Big Boom AJ does with AEW. So that's it felt good. Felt not wrestling most of the time is a feel good entertainment type of thing, and Big Boom AJ and all that was just amazing. I liked it so good, just really good stuff. So that means that's two matches. We go to our third and final match, the main event of 0 Hour. Take it away, Austin.
Okay, and match 3, which was the main event of the pre-show, it was FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, versus the Outrunners, which are Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. It was an awesome match. They had awesome build up to it, great storyline, but the ending to it, FTR went over because Dax Harwood pinned Turbo Floyd with a schoolboy.
I'm I I'm how do I put this? How do I go about this? I wasn't really thrilled with the FTR stuff uh when they were doing the babyface thing, all that. I'm not entirely invested with them as heels, but there's stuff that happened later on in the night that made me go, oh. And I'm slightly more interested in that. So I'm not going to mention it right now because last live, well, it wasn't a live. I could have edited it out, but last video I posted on here with doing a review, I botched and gave out some information early. So we're not doing that tonight. We're going to just wait. We're going to move on. Overall, the main event of this year are always pretty good. I think I was getting a little tired, so I didn't maybe watch all the match. But what I saw was once again solid effort, solid work, solid everything. If you like AEW and like what the action they provide from the matches, more power to you. It did great. That was the 0 Hour for All in Texas. Now it's time to go to the main show, the pay-per-view. It's time to cover AEW All In Texas. Austin Honecker, what was the opening match?
Okay, match 1 for the main show, it was the Ops, which are Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs, versus the Death Riders, which are Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Gabe Kidd for the AEW Trios titles. Awesome match, but the ending to it, the Ops went over and retained the AEW Trios titles because Samoa Joe pinned Wheeler Yuta with the Muscle Buster. Now after the match, the Death Riders attacked the Ops and laid them out, and then the Death Riders put a steel chair around Samoa Joe's neck, and Claudio Castagnoli stomped on it, and then the Death Riders retreated, and Samoa Joe was hauled out in an ambulance while Katsuyori Shibata and Powerhouse Hobbs were in tow.
The match itself, really good, really strong, and my initial pick was not the Death Riders. I was really leaning. I wouldn't even say pick. Austin does picks. I kind of lean, and my thinking was the Ops were going to retain because I didn't feel like I didn't feel like it was time for them to drop the titles yet. I felt like I think there's still more meat on the bone with the Ops being the six trios champions. Good grief, there's 6-man titles on RH and then trios on AEW. So I felt like there's still meat on the bone for them to be champions. So that's my feeling for it. And as for the beatdown, the Death Riders were out to just trying to maim everyone tonight. They were trying to take out everyone that could be a threat to the main event. So, but we'll cover the main event when we get to the main event. So, yeah, that does it for the first match. Let's move on to the second match, Austin.
Okay, match 2, it was a men's casino gauntlet match to determine a title shot for the AEW World title. Awesome match. Everybody done amazing in this match, all the men that were involved. But the ending to it, MJF won the men's casino gauntlet match because Mark Briscoe executed the J Driller on Roderick Strong, and MJF threw Mark Briscoe out of the ring and pinned Roderick Strong 1, 2, 3. It was over.
I used to really like the Casino Battle Royals, but I'm glad that they've changed it up a little bit to a gauntlet match. I'm not super happy that it's like 20 guys in a match and it has pinfall or submission, but it is a lot of action. So there's some pros and cons to it. I'm not saying I'm a super hypercritical about it. I had a couple questions which were answered during the match, which I was asking Austin, and Austin was like, he was kind of like watch the match, and I figured it out through watching the match. So the biggest thing is there could be, like I mentioned to Austin, and which is one of the reasons they have a 1 and 2 start position, like a battle royal or a Royal Rumble type style match. Casino Battle Royals, is with the gauntlet match, if the first or second person somehow gets a victory, that just ends the match. That means all the participants that wanted to participate don't participate. But that's not what happened. MJF hung around and did the sneaky heel thing of cleaning up after someone hitting a big move and got the win. That's MJF's MO. That's what MJF does. So not too surprising who won it. There were a few people I thought might be winning it, but in the end it was MJF, and I'm okay with it. So what are we on, match number 3?
Match 3, it was Match 3, it was Dustin Rhodes versus Daniel Garcia versus Sammy Guevara versus Kyle Fletcher for the AEW TNT title. Awesome match. Well, the original match was supposed to be Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher for the AEW TNT title, but we'll get into that a little bit. But like I said, it was an awesome match, but it was random put together due to a reason. But the ending to it, Dustin Rhodes went over and won the AEW TNT title because Dustin Rhodes pinned Daniel Garcia with a small package.
All right. Well, we're going to cover this very slowly and quickly. So, like Austin said, the original match was supposed to be Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher. At the beginning of the match, well, technically it wasn't even the beginning of the match. It was before the match. They let Adam Cole come out and explain he's having medical issues. And he even said that might be bad enough he has to retire. Commentators were like, "Oh, that's not good. We really hope it's not we really hope it's not a one of those things where he has to actually hang up his boots and quit wrestling. We hope it's a see you soon type of situation where he heals up and is able to get all his medical issues taken care of and comes back. It's not a see you later type of issue." But he comes out, talks a little bit, puts the TNT title, relinquishes the TNT championship in the ring, puts it in the middle of the ring. Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, his best friends, are out with him, hug him, support him, which I'm glad they were there for him. I'm glad that the Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, I've watched them through the years too, and I'm glad they've stuck with Adam Cole.
Ring of Honor, WWE,
Ring of Honor, NXT, WWE, all that stuff.
and now AEW.
And now AEW. So, but as for the match, Dustin has been chasing the AEW title, the AEW TNT title, since the beginning of AEW, since AEW opened up. Now, here's a footnote. His brother, who's now back with WWE, Cody, is a 3-time TNT champion. But the logic here to Austin and I, one of the reasons Dustin Rhodes went over this evening to become TNT champion, even though he's already got 2 other titles in ROH, Ring of Honor 6-man, and Ring of Honor tag title with Sammy Guevara.
And the Von Erichs.
And the Von Erichs. We kind of felt that they went with this as a feel-good moment, a Dustin Rhodes moment. It covered a lot of ground.
And a hometown moment.
And a hometown moment type thing. And so it will be, his reign might not be long, but I think it was deserved. I think it will work out. I think everything for that moment was real, as real as wrestling can be.
Yep.
So, congratulations to Dustin Rhodes for becoming the AEW TNT champion. It was a good 4-way, a lot of action. I like that it was a roll-up that ended the match too. Sometimes I complain about the small packages and roll-ups, but this one felt good. This one seemed to fit what it was supposed to be.
Yep.
So match 4.
Yep.
All right.
Match 4. It was Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks, which are Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. Now the build up to this was awesome, and there was a stipulation involved. If the Young Bucks won, Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay could not challenge for the AEW World Title for a year. But if Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay won, the Young Bucks would be stripped of their EVP duties. Well, like I said, it was an awesome match, awesome build up to it, but the ending to it, Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay went over because Swerve Strickland pinned Matthew Jackson with the House Call Hidden Blade combination from Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay.
This one went back and forth. There is a ridiculous amount of action in this match. In fact, there were some. At one point, they were hitting each other with super kicks and punches and all different types of moves. And commentary was like, how do we even call this? There's a move right after a move, right after a move, right after. I was like, yeah, right. It was a lot of action. If you want a really good, solid tag team match in this day and age, the Young Bucks and Swerve and Ospreay, that might be my favorite match on the card. Might be, because the main event has a different aura to it. The main event was like nuts, and we're not even to the main event yet. So we'll get there in just one moment. So let's see, what are we on, match 5?
Yep, match 5.
All right, so hold on. To sum it up, the tag match was between the Bucks and Will and Swerve, Ospreay and Swerve. Yeah, just great. I can't. Just wow, just so much to action, and once again, the in storyline, the EVPs, Matt and Nick Jackson, they're supposed to step down as EVPs inside of
in storyline.
In storyline, we know that they're not going to actually lose those titles, but they won't be like being super power. They won't have the as much stroke anymore, as much power. They can't be bullies with their power anymore. All right.
Okay. Match 5, it was a women's casino gauntlet match to determine a title shot at the AEW women's title. It was an awesome match. All the women involved were amazing, but the ending to it, Athena won the women's casino gauntlet match due to Athena pinning Mina Shirakawa with the O-face.
The big thing that I liked about this match was how almost out of nowhere, Athena hit the O face. That was, I was like, oh, and then it was 1, 2, 3. The other thing about it I like is that Athena is still the Ring of Honor World Women's Champion, so she's got a title to basically try and beat the current champion, which we are going to get to here in a moment. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was very solid. So, what are we up to? Match 6?
Yep. Match 6, it was the Hurt Syndicate, which are Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, versus the Patriarchy, which are Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, versus Jet Speed, which are Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight for the AEW Tag Team titles. Awesome match, told an awesome story, but the ending to it, the Hurt Syndicate went over and retained the AEW Tag Team titles because Bobby Lashley pinned Christian Cage with a spear.
There weren't too many shenanigans. Solid match. I figured the Hurt Business, Hurt Syndicate. I keep calling them Hurt Business from WWE, which is not what they are now. Still, it's the same group,
Yep.
just a different name. That drives me nuts too. Anyways, solid match. It's the stuff that happened afterwards with FTR and the Patriarchy, what can I say?
FTR had a stare down with the Patriarchy after the Hurt Syndicate and Jet Speed went backstage, and the Patriarchy were getting ready to leave, but Nick Wayne attacked Christian Cage with the kill switch, and the Patriarchy attacked Christian Cage, and Nick Wayne was getting ready to do the concerto to Christian Cage, but Cope returned. Cope came out and returned and attacked the Patriarchy while FTR retreated, but Cope cleaned house with the Patriarchy, and then Cope helped Christian Cage up, and Cope got on the microphone and said, instead of go yourself, he said, go find yourself. Cope left, and Christian Cage just stood in the ring looking on.
That was some great storytelling. That was, like I said, the tag match was good in itself, but the storytelling afterwards was chef kiss. Mwah. Just great stuff. But Hurt Syndicate is still your tag champions, and I know if FTR challenge the Hurt Syndicate, it technically makes
The Hurt Syndicate.
the Hurt Syndicate de facto baby faces, which is something Austin and I were doing some fantasy booking.
Yeah, MJF.
If that happens, we feel like MJF would turn on the Hurt Syndicate and side up with FTR, which he has more history with. So
yeah, and Stokely Hathaway too, because of the firm.
So we think we might get like a mini firm reset Our mini firm reunion.
Firm Pinnacle reunion.
Firm Pinnacle reunion. So we're gonna wait to see. But that's our feelings. That's what we feel could happen. We're putting it out there. Maybe Tony Khan will see this and be like, "Yeah, let's do that."
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. They said put your stuff out to the world. Well, that's what we're doing. Austin and I put a lot of stuff out when we have time, and we hope you enjoy it. So we got a little bit more to cover. Let's see. What are we on the first main event now?
Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. Match 7. It was Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's Title. It was an awesome match, awesome storytelling. The build up to it was amazing, but the ending to it, Toni Storm went over and retained the AEW Women's Title with an Avalanche Storm Zero.
The first of the triple main events, when Toni Storm cut her promo on Wednesday, Thursday, I don't remember which show it was.
It was Wednesday.
Wednesday, on Wednesday, I was like, oh, she's winning the match, and she did. It was the way she came across during the promo that I said, oh, she's retaining, she's beating Mercedes. She's gonna. So Mercedes, what was the undefeated streak was
411 days.
411 days. So she didn't lose any titles. She's still the TBS champion, and the only thing she lost was her undefeated streak in AEW, which is not a big loss. She basically quote. I told Austin this during the match. I said she really has nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I really think this is one of those. She looked better losing types of situations in wrestling, where her putting Toni Storm over and Toni retaining the title was the better option.
Yep.
So,
I agree.
All right. Well, to main event number 2.
Okay. Match 8. It was Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega for the AEW Unified title. Now, the match was awesome. The storytelling was awesome. Well, Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada, they go way back in New Japan Pro Wrestling because they feuded there, and then they ended up feuding in AEW. Like I said, awesome match, awesome storytelling, but the ending to it, Kazuchika Okada went over and won the AEW Unified title with the Rainmaker.
The big thing to me, and this is something Austin was talking about, was what if Kenny wins? I said, I don't think Kenny's going to be a full-time wrestler going forward because of his health issues.
Yep.
So I said, I'm pretty certain Okada is going to win the Unified Championship, which is the Continental Championship and the International Championship combined. One of the big things I did say to Austin is I really don't like the name of the title.
Yep.
They could have called it the
AEW Super H title.
They could have called it anything else. They could have called it the combined title or something. It's just, it feels like it messes up the order of titles in AEW. But that's the only thing I have to say about that. The wrestling match was fine. I feel like they really delivered. It kind of felt like they were going back in time doing this match again. So, but Okada picks up the brand new Unified Championship going forward. But excellent match. It was really, really good. Really good. A lot of moves, a lot of V triggers, a lot of one-winged angels, a lot of false finishes, all that. So, anyways, all right, Austin, it's now time for
the main
event. They technically call it triple main event, but this was the true main event of the show, final match, It's
Yep.
match number 8.
No, 9.
Nine. Match number 9.
Okay, and match 9, which was the main event, it was Hangman Adam Page versus John Moxley for the AEW World Title in a Texas Death Match. Now, this match was brutal. It was awesome, but brutal. And what do you expect in a Texas Death Match? Because it's going to be brutal. But the storytelling, like I said, was awesome, and the build up to it was awesome. But the ending to it, Hangman Adam Page went over and won the AEW World Title because Hangman Adam Page had John Moxley choked with a chain and executed the buckshot lariat on the spikes, and then Hangman Adam Page threw John Moxley over the rope and choked him with the chain, and John Moxley tapped out.
If you don't like bloody matches, I recommend you do not watch this. There was a certain level of being uncomfortable watching this match because it was very quickly a gory, nasty, bloody match.
Yep.
But like Austin said, there's a lot of story. I honestly, like I told him while it was happening, I said I wish they would have waited a little bit, but nope, they went for within 5 minutes, 7 weapons had been used. Forks, chairs, barbed wire, tables, you name it.
Spikes.
Well, no, spikes hadn't. It was glass.
Glass.
It was glass.
Spikes.
Glass.
And in the end was the spikes and the chain.
Well, but I was talking about the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, but
but by the end,
cover that too.
by the end, they had spikes and chain. There
was a lot of interference.
There was a lot of interference. Brian Danielson showed up. Darby showed up. A lot of the Death Riders interfered.
Swerve Strickland interfered. Will Ospreay interfered.
There was so much. I mean, there was so much going on. You just had to pay attention, or you'd probably miss something. But like I was thinking, Adam Page wins the World Heavyweight Championship, gets the title out of the briefcase, which John Moxley won 9 months ago to the day. So he held the title 9 months and kept it in a briefcase because that's what bad guys do.
Mm-hmm.
Keep things from people. You're a bad guy. Oh, wait. And there's a cat. You hear the cat? The cat's telling us. Yeah, you didn't like it? This is going to become the cat's video.
Yeah, okay. Cameo from Little Bits.
The cameo from the cat. Anyways. So I'm happy for I think the match was great, even though, like I said, it got bloody pretty fast, and I think Adam Page was the right choice to become champion again.
Mm-hmm.
Second time as champion. I think there's I think everything's right in AEW right now. I think AEW is doing well. So what's your overall opinion of All In Texas, Austin?
I would grade it a 9 out of 10.
I'm at 9 out of 10 too. It wasn't perfect. Maybe 8.5 out of 10. I'm trying to think. I'm 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to take just a little bit more off just because I'm a stickler. But I'm not a perfectionist. I'm a stickler. I'm a critic. I'm not an IWC goofball though.
Nope.
Because both Austin and I have been in professional wrestling quite a while. I've been in it 20 years.
I've been in it 15 years.
I know what I like. I know what I don't like. And there's some stuff that's BS and other stuff that is really really good. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can cover here. Because I don't think so. I think we've got it all.
Now, the next pay-per-view, we will be back tomorrow for WWE Evolution.
Yep, we'll be back tomorrow evening covering WWE's all women's pay-per-view Evolution on the Peacock Network as Kat decides to run in again and tell us she's not happy about video or something. I'm not sure what she's trying to tell me, but she's telling me something. Anyways, thanks for watching our lives. We enjoy your support. If you like these, please share them out. Please tell people that we do these. They're for people who love pro wrestling. We love all pro wrestling.
Yep.
We're not just AEW. We're not just WWE. We're not just New Japan. We're not just ROH. We're not just TNA. We're not just MLW. We're not just AML. We're not just
CMLL.
AAA.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. We're not just CZW. We're not just Juggalo Championship Wrestling. We're not just we like I said, we've been around this a long time.
Yep.
And there's a lot of great workers out there that we've been around, both male and female.
Yep.
We've done a lot with people where we're from, and like I said, we give real information and real thoughts and opinions, but we also try, if we do have something to say, not be too critical about it, because there's always room for improvement, but there's also like both Austin and I said, there's things that might we like what we like and we don't like what we don't like.
Yep.
We're pretty solid about that stuff. So.
Yep.
Well, that does it for All In Texas, the big show from AEW.
Yep.
This weekend.
AEW's WrestleMania.
AEW's quote WrestleMania. So I guess we'll see you tomorrow, and like Austin says,
I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.
Later, guys.